Welcome to Meet the Candidate, a Cable 10 presentation to help us learn more about the candidates and the election process and the people involved. On this edition, we're going to be talking to John Larson, who's running for the Attorney General nomination on the Republican ticket. Hello, Mr. Larson. How are you?
Hi, Mike. How are you? Nice to see you.
Glad to see you in Frankfort today. Have you worn shoes out yet running in this campaign?
I've driven a lot, but I'm just pleased with the opportunity, humbled by the chance to tell my idea to the people of Frankfort and other areas too, of course.
That's right. A little bit about you first. Give us a thumbnail sketch of John Larson.
Okay. I believe I'm probably the most qualified practicing attorney. I've spent 33 years. I'm 61 years old. Probably one of the oldest candidates here, but may not look like it. I raised a 15-year-old girl, sort of arrested development. But at 33 years, I've had a chance to be in court almost every single day, including today. I spend more often I'm in the courts than in my office. I'm a solo practitioner. It's not a dying breed. I work. Means I work for myself. I don't try to run a big bureaucracy. I'm not trying to control any group of people, creating any group. For 33 years, I was the first public defender in Fayette County. I was the first full-time public defender. I graduated UK Law School after going to grad school. I was a graduate in 1973. I was the student bar president. After leaving the public defender's office, I've been on my own. I spend time, like I said, every day in court. I'm involved in community activities in Lexington. I was chair of the Human Rights Commission and the Environmental Commission, and I'm still proud of those things. I still do a lot of community activities. Like I said, I raised a child. Some of the things you might be interested, this might seem sort of trivial, but sports. I'm sort of proud that there's a women's softball team in Frankfort, played here, that I helped coach to the national championship. We're the defending national champions. It was called Low Bob Bill Fraley's Wildcats, and we won that championship last year. I do have a graduate degree from George Washington University in international finance business, and that enabled me to concentrate on the financial aspects of business, government. I worked for the man who was the head of the Federal Accountant newspaper. Let's see, there are bound to be some other things that I'd like to tell you about myself.
Well, we've got a half hour. We'll get to it. Your practice is primarily criminal law.
Criminal, traffic, juvenile, family cases. Obviously, I'll advise anyone on anything that comes in the door, but I typically refer cases that I don't consider myself expert. And I want to, in England, there are barristers and solicitors. People may not understand the way the law works. Typically, most lawyers don't go to court. I'm the other kind. I'm the kind that spends most of my time in court. I understand what's going on, and that's what I'm here for today, is to try to tell you that there's something wrong, and I've got a new vision for the Attorney General's office. I'm trying to fix something that seems to be broken, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's offering a solution.
Is it from what you're seeing in the courtroom that you have this opinion?
Okay. Well, it dawned on me when the dean of the law school wrote a couple of law journal articles talking about the, did you know that we have more people incarcerated in America than any place in the world? Did you know that we have 6.5 times as many people in prisons and jails now as 30 years ago? And it's not stopping this increase. And what's really wrong about it is we haven't recognized that this doesn't do us any good. That this situation is something that, let me read some things to you. This is quoted from him, that the state is going to need about a new 1,000-bed prison every year for the next 10 years. And these new prisons, unless we put them in state jails, but those new prisons are going to cost maybe $100 million apiece. So maybe I could save you $1 billion if we stop doing this. And I don't know if you've heard, but Governor Fletcher has talked to the county executives, county officials, and acknowledged that their jails, the cost of running these jails is hemorrhaging. His word is hemorrhaging. And you can talk to any county judge, executive, magistrate, and they've got a real problem dealing with the cost of these jails. And when they have this problem, let me read this kind of thing. Is that what happens is we put people in these jails and prisons, and we don't really have any. It's not achieving what we think it might do, because these people are coming out worse, let's say. Let me read some things. Huge number of inmates commit crimes under the influence of drugs or alcohol. They arrive in the correction system in need of treatment, and they return to the communities months or years later in exactly the same condition. Less than 20% of the incarcerated population is in need of treatment, but less than 10% of the supervised population gets treatment. In other words, we don't treat hardly anybody, the very few. Drug treatment is a non-essential program that has no chance to flourish in a periods of tight state budgets, and unfortunately, the prison may also provide low-level drug offenders an education in advanced drug trafficking. These offenders are embittered by the system. They develop relationship with high-level offenders. The overuse of incarceration may strengthen the links between street and prison, and they may help cement the users' and dealers' identity as members of an operational drug culture, while simultaneously